Everybody around the world, what you gonna do? Hey, 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 empire, empire, in this burning greed desire. Everybody around the world, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey, Peter, everybody.
But on my campaign, one of the main focuses has been on monetary reform and taking away the power to create money from private banks who've used it to basically buy governments, buy politicians, and dictate world policy, as well as enthrone the power of corporations. We've seen the fusion of corporations and government. So now even the Supreme Court, it's ruled by money, and we have to change the rules of the game, how we create money, and also help people to just simply understand what it is, how it goes into circulation, how we can change it. One reason I'm writing is actually to just sort of give hope that there is possibility that we can change the system. So I have a tendency to tackle like the trickiest issues and try to educate the public about them, and I'm not shy about doing that. So that's one reason that I decided, okay, with Jules at my side, who's also passionate about changing things, we could do this. And I'm really glad that there is a large community of support here right now, as well as, I would say, throughout this continent and throughout the world. I'm running for Congress is just to raise the issues that need to be raised, that are most important to the vast majority of people, and to basically rein in corporate power.
So the first word that comes to mind when I think of Carol is integrity. And I'm calling on the dictionary to help me express what I mean by that. One of the definitions for integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. And the second is a lack of corruption. Now, if you contrast that with our current political scene, you can see that integrity by itself is probably one of the most important characteristics that would make a candidate like Carol somebody that we could trust and want to vote for. And Carol has a lot of integrity. The second that comes to mind for me, has been mentioned by others, is her commitment. Commitment is dedication, and the act of setting something aside, like one's life, one's family, other activities that many people have in their lives. Carol somehow finds time for both, as has been mentioned, and her commitment is remarkable. But I'd also add that commitment requires courage, and that's another quality that Carol has in abundance. The third I'll mention, again, these are characteristics that Ralph Nader and Carol share, is persistence. She is definitely in it for the long haul. She has shown persistence over the last 10 years working on 9/11 and other issues, including voting reform, monetary reform. The list is long, as you know. But persistence is a firm continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty and opposition. And again, I think this describes Carol well. Another term that comes to mind that has also been mentioned is passion. And passion is, one definition is an intense enthusiasm. And Carol is nothing if not an enthusiast.
Long live GI resistance to the life and tyranny. For with wisdom and persistence, in truth shall be free. Long live people's insistence to be all that we can be. Yes, and we can be together, live in peace and harmony. If we have the courage to resist, if we have the courage to resist.
Almost every You know, and especially now we have the top 2 primary. It's not a federal law, but the only reason it's a law is because we know in California, the proposition that gets the most money is the one that wins. It doesn't have to be right. We have to overturn the top 2 primary rule. I don't have to really know that much about the Democrat to know that they're pro-corporate, right? And being pro-corporate, what does that mean? It means you're pro-war. It means you're pro-Wall Street. It means you're pro-bailout. It means you're against the environment. So that's what, I don't really have to know that much about the Democrats or Republicans as they're the twin parties of corporate greed, the twin war parties. And I'm here because Carol never stops working. You know, I don't even know if she sleeps, really. And so I don't believe in the process, I don't trust the process, but I believe in Carol. And I trust Carol.
In order to keep going, you have to know what gives you hope and also to be able to see the emerging evolutionary response. Peter said that Carol is running for Congress is a revolutionary act. It's also an evolutionary act. And this is what Carol is embodying, is the switch to the new values that we have to continue as a species on a living planet.
It gets so easy to believe what the television say. So I turn it off and I leave. Spend the day participating in something great. Spend the day just living in my own God-given way.
I think your candidacy is special in a very particular way. There are many candidates who are very flamboyant when they're running, and then they disappear for 2 or 4 years. And that's even sadly true for some chapters of the Green Party. They're all active and doing things, and then you don't hear from them at all anymore. And as we all know, that's not at all true for Carol. Has never been and will not be. She just never stops. You find her at a rally, tabling, organizing events, speaking, writing, raising children, organizing film festivals, making cookies, doing radio, tabling, standing in front of nuclear power plants, bothering Dianne Feinstein, raising teenagers, helping flood victims, occupying Stanford, handing out money, occupying Chicago, listening, speaking, listening, organizing conferences, tabling, doing radio, getting her sons into college, occupying Jacksonville, San Jose, occupying Oakland, San Francisco, and occupying Congress.
Oh, what a day! What a wonderful jubilant day! Oh, what a day! When peace-driven justice is the way.
It's for Confederacy. When they would elect a person to leadership position, they didn't congratulate them, they didn't adulate them, they offered them their condolences. Yeah. And so while I'm celebrating your courage and wishing you luck in this campaign, I'm also going to be the first person to offer you my condolences for winning. Many of you remember the old Robert Redford film, The Candidate, when the candidate accidentally wins the election. He turns to his manager and says, "Now what do we do?" Well, I don't think Congresswoman Carol is going to